Hey guys, Jason along with my co-host Rich, and we're in Victory Brand Studios. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about how I guess Renniks is in training to be a synchronized swimmer.
Yes.
It's not always fun and games for first responders.
05 Central, you show me in pursuit.
But sometimes it is.
Oh my God, he's not wearing pants again.
Sometimes it's dangerous.
Flipping around, look out, look out, look out.
Sometimes it's not.
Antler Boulevard for a snake in a house.
And sometimes it's just plain stupid.
Chihuahua in his lap on a lawnmower. You'll be heavily
This is the stupid side of first response.
Dispatch, do I really have to go to that?
This is Code 0.5.
Come in 0.5.
Okay, I know we haven't talked about the Renniks in a while, but apparently he's figured out that you could get into the Olympics doing synchronized swimming, and he's in training for it.
Yeah. Yeah. He found out about competitive eating, and he was all about that for a while. And then he got really bad indigestion, so he just kind of stopped with that. Well, not a lot, just intaking that much. But anyway, yeah. So he figured out that like he could float around in a pool and make money. And
Hey, now don't talk crap about the competitive eating thing.
Joey Chestnut's the GOAT, didn't he?
I don't know about that, but I've seen some of those challenges, and I'm like, man, I bet I could do that.
I don't know, man. That freaking, what is it? The little Chinese guy. I don't know where he puts it.
Oh yeah,
And there's
he
the
looks
one
like he weighs like $120 or
that
something.
freaking girl she showed me that one time.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
chick. I don't know where she puts it either, because man,
I think her YouTube's called like Katina Eats Kilos or something,
oh man,
and she eats like her body weight in food. And
Yes.
she's only like $1.50.
yeah, if that.
Yeah. But anyway, what the hell, man? I saw the video.
Yeah. There's video.
And it's on your TikTok, right?
Yeah, it's on my TikTok. I'm fixing to send it to.
And you're coming in on like 40,000 views or something.
Dude, I'm viral. Yeah, 35.2 and 10.1.
Well, the last time I looked at it, which was like 2 hours ago, was at 12,000.
Oh no, it's big.
Because it was like I can't remember what time it was, 1 or 2 o'clock, and there was like 12,000, and I was like, there's really people watching this, and now it's at 35.
Dude, it's got more than the freaking tornado damage at Shawnee video.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's crazy.
Okay, you're going to have to tell the story on this and what led up to him getting in the pool.
So he was out and about and running around. He was working something else, and he had a gentleman come up to him and tell him that he and his wife had been doing something, and she left her phone on the back of the car. And he guessed they drove off, and he said, man, I got Life 360 on it, and it's pinging over here at this house. And so Renniks calls me, and I was like, okay, we can go over here and look. And there's like a field back behind it. So we're thinking, well, maybe somebody picked it up and chucked it or something. So I'm looking around the field.
Yeah, because people are assholes.
Yeah. So I have the guy, I message him and ask me to send a updated Life 360 ping. And so he does. Well, it sends me the spot, but I guess it's like an older map, because in the actual area, there is now a very large swimming pool. And so the people were cool. They let us come in there and look, and we looked around thinking, maybe it was in the yard somewhere or something like that. Well, we found out that Life 360 is good for about 50 feet in that area, wherever it's showing. Well, there was some feet that we really couldn't check because that swimming pool was there. And when I tell you this thing was gross, thing was beyond gross.
The water looked like it was green.
Yeah. Brownish green. Very.
So they hadn't started getting it ready for the summer.
No, not at all. And so I go over there and I'm looking in the pool and I'm like, man, Renniks, dude, what if somebody flinked this phone off in there? Like, is it in a life-proof case? And he's like, I don't know. I was like, well, I mean, if it's still reading, this is an updated location and it's still reading and it's right over here, man. I was like, you think somebody could have frisbeed it off in there? And he's like, I don't know, but I ain't finding out. I was like, well, you know what we got to do. He's like, no, adamant that we're not going to do what he already knows I'm thinking. And I was like, fine, dude, if I got to do it, I'll do it. And he's like, no, you won't. I was like, bull crap, I won't. I was like, I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do. I was like, I'm just pulling rank now and saying, why don't you do it? And he's like, well, if we're pulling rank, then we're going to, our new guy, we nicknamed him Yoshi because he's always eating. Always eating something.
Or Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby. Yoshi. He's always like eating the little apples and stuff. But anyway, so he's like, Renniks looks down and he's like, man, this is a Yoshi job. And I was like, okay. So we call him up and Renniks is like, hey man, you need to come down. I need you to bring some shorts. We got a job for you. Of course, Yoshi's like, all right, cool. What is it? And so I lay it out. I'm telling him about, we searched for this phone and we think it's in this pool and we don't know. And he's like, okay, cool. Give me about 10 minutes. I'll be down there. So then I look at Renniks and I'm like, do you see that? Do you see how he did right there? And he just like starts, like, I wouldn't say side-eyeing me, but he's just like, you bastard. I was like, see, Yoshi, man, he just wants to get it done. He don't care what it is. He don't care how we got to do it. You give him a job and he's going to do it.
He's all about the job.
Yeah, he's about the job. I was like, and the man wasn't even in cop mode.
Yeah.
And he's, of course, I get called a bastard then. And I was like, well, hell, man. I was like, you could have already done it. By the time he gets down here, we could have already been done with it. And he's like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. Anyway, I kind of gaslit him into he handed me his belt. And he took his boots off. And he got down to his undershirt. And he went in. He performed a circular search around the outer perimeter edges of the pool, which is about 4 feet deep. And when I tell you it stunk, God, it stunk.
And he's not real tall. So
No.
4 feet goes up pretty high on it.
Yeah. So he goes around in a circle. And then I'm like, okay, now you got to grid search it north to south. He's like, shut up, I know. So he's going north to south in it. And then he's like, it's not in here. I was like, wait, did you check east to west? And he's like, it wasn't north to south. I was like, but it could be east to west. And he's like, anyway, yeah. So I got video. It's like a 4-part video of him searching. Unfortunately, though.
So the people that owned the pool were cool that y'all go back there and look.
Oh yeah, they were 100%. They were actually like helping us look for it. And then when we got to the part where, it could be in there, they were like, oh.
So of the homeowners, how many of them recorded him going in there?
No, none.
Oh.
They felt bad for him. But they knew what I was doing, though.
I would have been recording the whole time. Were they smiling or anything?
Oh, yeah, they were good. They knew what I was doing. But I told him, I was like, man, he goes, what if it's not in there? I was like, but what if it is? You'll be a hero.
Yeah.
It's hero shit, dude.
You recovered some property.
You recovered some property. Just think about how happy she'll be. It's like they will sing your praises. You will have gone above and beyond.
That's where you got him, though.
Yeah.
Because he loves that. He
Oh,
loves the attention and the recognition.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Just like if you call him on the phone and you say, hey, will you go get those cows for me? He'll be like, no. But if you get over the radio and you say, hey, Renniks, will you go get those cows for me? Dude, he's off like a shot.
Yeah.
Because everybody will know then. Everybody will know you're
Everybody
asking.
knows I'm doing something.
You are asking for his assistance. You needed him for something. Anyway, he's mad. And I, like.
How long were you able to keep him in there?
4 videos. So they're like 3-minute videos.
So he's in that
12
water
minutes.
for like 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Did they ever figure out where the phone was at?
No, unfortunately. I don't know how it would have been there.
And, I'm surprised that Life 360 ad is pretty accurate.
That's what I'm saying.
Like when you said 50 feet, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like we've got it with the wife and kids and it'll tell me when she pulls up to the house or whatever. And I'll look to see where she's at. And then I'll look to that general area and she'll be pretty damn close, and pulling into the house.
That's why, like, I kept having them send me updated locations. And at one point, I was standing because I had it open on my phone, but I was rocking back and forth between my Life 360 and that screenshot of where the phone was.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to get myself right in that area. And then I'm like, okay, it should be right underneath me, but it's not. And then I'm like, well, if we're within 50 feet and the freaking pool was like right in front of me, I was like, But,
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
yeah, there's...
So it wasn't stolen. She left it laying on the bed of the truck or something.
Yeah, she left
fell
it.
out.
She left it laying, and then once they realized that it was gone, they had locked it. So
Was she around in this area?
no,
So she's thinking whoever's thinking someone picked it up and brought it down there.
like picked it up and like walked off with it or something. I don't know,
Huh.
but it was luckily for Renniks, it was a saltwater pool, so I don't think amoeba could have lived in there. The brain eating kind, anyway. But then it wouldn't have mattered if it was the brain eating kind. The poor bastard would have starved.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was trying to say it, and I was like, damn it. Oh. And, we haven't talked about him in a while.
No,
He hadn't really had a whole lot going on.
no. He he worked that fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him. He had dirt, like not dirt, but like soot all over his face.
Oh yeah, he was miserable.
Was he?
We were both miserable after that.
Oh, yeah. Well, y'all put in a lot of effort into that.
It's bad. Trying to think of what. Oh man, your friend, our buddy Jared, didn't he send you a video?
No.
I could have swore he sent you a video. Yeah, Renniks got a call at like 11 o'clock at night. Some old boy smoked a calf up north of town, and it was in the middle of the road. And so we got out there, and we were trying to figure out whose it was. And it didn't have any ear tags or anything, no brands. And I called a couple people that live up there. But they didn't know nothing about it. And I guess while we were out, we hadn't put ourselves 10-6. And Jared happened to be in the area and said he was going to go check on us. So yeah, he pulls up, and about the time I'm grabbing a hoof and Renniks is grabbing a hoof, and we've got this, I don't even know how much it weighed, calf. And so we're both freaking struggling to get it off the road. I think he's got video of that.
I remember him sending me a message saying he had video of something, but he never sent it to me.
Oh, he didn't? Yeah. I think it was heavy. And we were like trying to get, and the bad part is that to get it off the road, you couldn't just, like, both sides of the road had hill. So either way to get it off the road, we were trying to get it up a hill. And we were trying to keep from freaking landing on it.
I guess he never sent it to me.
Oh. As soon as he did it, I'm like, oh, great. That's going to Jason. That's going to end up on the Code 0.5 freaking website.
And there's been some people we've come across after something happens, we look at them and we're like, you're going to be on the podcast. And we're like, oh no.
I knew as soon. There was something else. There's been like 4 or 5 different things that's happened. And I'm like, oh, podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I don't.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing about us wanting to change the format, because we'll get all these ideas and come across stuff that we want to talk about, and then we forget about them when it comes time to it.
No. I think. Oh, I now have new chickens. I hear you have new chickens.
Oh, yeah.
It's chicken season again, folks.
Man, but yeah, I guess Rennick's been keeping his nose clean, been staying under the radar.
Yeah, as much as he can.
And then your new guy, Yoshi, he's not a goober like Renniks is, so there's not as much stuff to razz on him about.
What I will say is that right before the storm, so the night that the storms were coming through, we knew things were going to kind of ramp up. And so we have tornado sirens. We have one at City Hall and we have one at the fire department. You have to go set it off manually. Well, we've got 2 other sirens, but we've got to get them set up. So when it comes time to set the sirens off, once we get the word, then you have to have units go to the north side and on the south side and drive around with their lights and sirens on and tell people take shelter now.
Yeah.
Which we got to get with OG&E. Well, we were needing to get with OG&E until they got extremely busy with Shawnee. They were going to come help us set the poles and stuff. But anyway, we got to do that. So we're thinking it's going to ramp up. Hopefully we were going to get missed, which luckily we did. But freaking Yoshi gets down there and he's like, he comes in and he's got this backpack, but in the backpack is not what you would think would be cop shit. He's got a loaf of bread and like 2 different kinds of meat. I think it was pepper jack cheese, some kind of fancy mustard, some kind of fancy freaking stuff, all these sandwich makings basically. And so he gets it out, and you know the main thing when you walk in there to the PD, he's got it all spread out over there, and he's making these sandwiches. He must have ate like 2 of those. Well, then he runs and go do something, and it's still sitting out. So I roll everything up to get it off the deal. Well, then he comes back, and he's like, "Oh, well, okay." Goes into the break room, gets freaking. I didn't even know the man has Fruity Pebbles, milk and freaking cereal. So he's rolling around eating freaking milk and cereal while we're watching these storms come through. And Shawnee ended up getting hit, and they were asking for help. So me and Yoshi ended up lighting out over there. Of course, that was a lot of, because of the scale of everything that had happened, was a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Which was in the military. So, I mean, he's kind of used to that, but he's not. But he gets annoyed when he's like, I could be doing something, and I'm standing here.
Yeah.
So he was getting into that hangry phase, even though he had ate all that other crap. But then he discovered that emergency management will provide snacks. So he made his way to the snack table and a couple pouches of, what are those things? Fruit gummies.
As much as y'all talk about him eating, you'd think he'd be a huge guy, and he's not.
No, dude, he's always eating something.
And I'm sure y'all have seen it before. Those electric griddles that you use inside the house, the connector for it, they all look the same.
Yep.
And I walked in over there and I was like, what in the hell is this doing in here? And you're like, freaking Yoshi, he has a damn griddle or hot plate or whatever in here. And you'll say he'll come in from the morning or whatever. Mm-hmm. He will have made like fajitas.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, it won't be nothing to come in, man. And he'll have freaking fajita meat in one thing and like pico and sour cream and like corn tortillas and flour tortillas and like all the makings. But it'd be like it came from a restaurant, dude. He is extra.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't
just
do
simple
just
stuff.
like whatever just to get by. If it's like, if I'm making fajitas, I'm doing this shit right.
Full send.
Yeah.
Full send.
And I'm never around when he does this crap.
Oh, man. He used to do that. He used to do that all the time over at, he's running around over here at Victory. Wouldn't be nothing, man. He'd be sending food over there. All kinds of crap.
Well, I came down here one day. I guess he had made breakfast that morning.
Oh, yeah. He did that.
And there was like biscuits and gravy and bacon and eggs and sausage and hash browns. And I was like, dang, dude, you're going all out, aren't you?
That's what I'm saying. It's not just something simple. We're doing the whole thing. Like, I don't even know how the hell he did biscuits. He's probably got an oven somewhere in his desk drawer.
Probably. Hey, maybe he's just one of them guys who just likes to cook.
Yeah. That seems to be his deal. He's cooking. He's talking to his mama. She said that he's always been that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It can't just be like when you're making a sandwich, it's not just going to be just a sandwich. It's going to be some kind of fancy bread. It's going to be cut a certain way. So many pieces of meat. Some kind of expensive cheese. And when you make a sandwich, do you just put the stuff on it or do you like spread it out?
Like the
like
mustard or
yeah, spicy mustard or whatever. Do you spread it out?
Yeah, I spread it out.
Because you're not a fucking heathen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Renniks said that Yoshi was extra because he put the stuff on there and then he'd spread it out. He had like a mustard knife, and then he had like a mayonnaise knife, and he was like spreading it out, making it even. I was like, yeah, that's because have you ever got like a whole mouthful of mustard in a sandwich? Like, it just ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I'll like spread it on one slice of the bread, and instead of using a knife to spread it, I'll take the other piece of bread and put it on there, and then move it around.
See, you're living in the year 3000 then.
Yeah,
I'll come in sometimes, and we'll have like those little plastic forks and spoons, and they'll be everywhere. But it's always set up in such a way that he can say, well, I thought somebody might want a sandwich. At 8 o'clock in the morning, dude, I want a freaking hard salami cotto turkey sandwich thing, man.
You're going to start coming in the mornings to relieve him, and he's going to have breakfast laid out and everything.
Hey, he will throw down. He will throw down.
Dang, does he want to come work for us?
I'm sure he would. If you had him adequate space to set his stuff up.
Oh yeah, I could get it fixed up for him.
Yeah, as long as he had adequate space.
He'd have like a kitchenette.
Go into the freaking 3 a.m. hits. Like, show me 10-6 at the SO. 10-10. But yeah, Renniks hadn't really been up to anything. I thought him and Yoshi wore back and forth. I don't think he likes Yoshi, but I don't know.
What? Somebody
like,
stepping in his territory?
Yeah,
You don't like it?
Like an attention.
Oh.
I have to be like, it's okay, Renniks. You've been here longer. We know it's okay. Yeah. We still like you. Now, if you started hanging out with Yoshi, that'd be the end of it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, Renniks got a huge man crush on you.
Oh my gosh. Whatever.
Yes.
I don't want to hear that stuff.
Gonna get his hair cut like you and everything.
No, he does that stuff for you.
Oh, you were there that we were trying out those new uniforms. Were you there
yeah.
that day?
Yeah.
I came in and he was wearing the normal one, and he's like got all pissed and threw something at me and was like, "Why didn't you tell me?"
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
"It's just a uniform. I don't care. He's wearing the blue one. I want to wear the blue one."
I'm going to go home and change. Why? Just wear it tomorrow.
No. You're a bastard. I'm going home anyway.
Yeah.
You're not like we're going to be seen together. Yeah, we will.
He wouldn't be able to handle that because when we got our new uniforms at work, I wore the old one for the longest.
No. Our freaking public works superintendent said something. There's some movie called Single White Female or something.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know. It's got something to do with somebody that's like, that was friends with somebody and then they started hanging out with somebody else. And then the person starts going and like stalking them and like cutting their tires and starts cutting their hair, like dyes their hair like them and cuts their hair like them and starts dressing like them, basically trying to become them. It's weird. I don't know. That's what she says I have going on. She said I need to be careful. She's like, you're going to wake up and he's going to be like hovering above you in his sleep talking about my precious. Like, how do you know that hasn't happened already?
He's going to talk his girlfriend into getting her hair done just like Holly. And he's going to be like, look, I'm just like Rich.
I wear a rich suit.
Oh.
Like an Edgar suit.
Yeah.
No, he's been doing better. He really has been. Like he knows if he messes up, it ends up on here. So
he's still a goober though.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There are some days that I'll come down here to visit with you or whatever, and I'll see that he's coming over here, and I'm like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah, and then you'll have bounced, and then he'll be like, where'd Jason go? Oh, he got a call or something. Oh. And he'll look on GeoSafe. You don't have a call. Did he really?
Did you ever tell him what we did to him that one time?
You gotta be more specific.
After he dropped his kids off and was on his way back down here.
No, I think he listened to that episode, but he didn't make it to that like spoiler part, that secret.
Yeah.
What do they call those when you have two endings? Like you have a post credit scene and then a post credit scene.
Yeah.
He didn't make it to the post credit scene of that episode.
Yeah, because I didn't shut our mics off soon enough. You're like, oh man, he's coming. Let's go.
Yeah, he didn't make it to that.
Oh, well, he's gonna hear about this.
Oh man.
Oh, all right. Well, that was going to be our Renniks bashing for a little bit. We haven't talked about him in a while.
Yeah. He'll be like, oh, great. Talk shit about me. You're not even there to defend myself.
Dude, you can't defend yourself, so don't even show up.
No.
All right. You guys don't forget to catch up on us on Facebook and then our Patreon and I don't know, whatever we got at the end of in our show notes at the bottom there. I've got links to everything, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. But anyway, thanks for listening.
Later.
You have been listening to Code 0.5, the lighter side of police work. If you have ideas or suggestions for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website at code05.co. That's code05.co. And please consider making a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/code05. Be sure to use the digits 05. Thanks for listening to Code 0.5.